welcome back to the channel. My name's InsideAgameR. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and today we're going to be taking a first look at the new Spitfire from FlyingIron Simulations. Now, this Spitfire has been released this morning. It is on 35 Australian dollars, about 24 euros, and for that price, I think it's definitely worth it, guys. It is a great little aircraft. Any of you kind of war enthusiasts or anything into that kind of stuff, this is a brilliant little GA plane to be flying around. Well, it's not a GA plane, obviously it's a warcraft, but you know, if you want to fly it like GA, fly over low in through London and stuff, I think it's gonna be brilliant. I will be live streaming this aircraft this evening, so if any of you watching this now, come back this evening. I will be live streaming. We're going to do a couple of flights with it, hopefully be able to take off and land. So what I'm going to do in this little video, we're going to have a look at some of the modelling, the texturing, we're going to look at the cockpit, we're going to look at the start procedure for this aircraft. It's fairly simple, and then we're going to do a bit of a takeoff. We're going to see some of the flight mechanics, and then we're going to try and land this thing. Now this thing is not easy to land. Well, maybe for some, for me, there's a knack to it and I'm still learning. So that's a great part of this aircraft. It is fun to fly, it's fast, it can move, but you know, there's a challenge element to this as well. This is the Spitfire LF MkIXc. It does come in two variants. It comes in this one and the split wing, but we will be flying this one. This modeling on the outside and stuff, it is looking fantastic, guys. The texturing is looking really good. The whole thing is looking good. There's no complaints from me on this side. Now, I have seen a few of these in real life. We are in Goodwood. This is where I would have seen them when I was little. I used to live near Goodwood Airport, and obviously there would be quite a lot of these flying around here. So yeah, but modeling on the outside, I think they've done a fantastic job. It is looking stunning. There's no doubt about it. Look at it. It is beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go into the cockpit, and we're going to have a look at some of the texturing and modeling in here. As you can see, fairly standard as aircraft go, but yeah, look, it's stunning. Imagine if being back in World War II, flying this around, shooting opposition aircraft and stuff. That'd be absolutely, the buzz would be mental. The adrenaline, so cool. Okay, so if we go from left to right, down here we've got the rudder trim. You got the trim for neutral takeoff. So we will control this aircraft with pitch and trim. One thing you will be doing, obviously there's no autopilot features in here. Okay, there's no autopilot. So yeah, pitch and trim. Down here you got the door. If we just flick that, the door will close. There we go. And you can see it's all moving, and I think that's brilliant that it all moves. Adds to the immersion. And if we go to the back here, we're going to flip the canopy close, and as you can see, the canopy is now closed. So that is us locked into the air. Okay, so down here then, we've got the carb filter. Not too important at the moment. Got your RPM here, you got your mixture and your throttles. Anyone looking for the battery switch? Here it is. Okay, so the battery is already on. As you can see, there is lights already here in the aircraft, so we know that it is on. Flaps is up here, so flaps up and down. You'll see that this will move if we were to flick the flaps. There we go. You got your position lighting, so there's your lights are here. Got some more lights for the panels and stuff in here. These flaps all work here, so this is your starter and your boost coil. Nice, and your magnetos are just here to the left. The stick all moves the way it should. Looks quite good, and here is your fuel cutoffs. And here's your kind of navigational compass and stuff. Pretty cool. Down here, you've got the engine primer, which is locked currently at the moment. You've got fuel tank pressures. Check here for how much fuel you got in. Yeah, we got half a tank there. This will work for the supercharger. Not really needed at the moment. You've got your wobble pump. This is your operation for gear up, gear down, which is pretty cool. Here you got your de-icer for the windshield as well. That's pretty much it for all the moving parts here currently in the cockpit. Now there are some known issues already, just to keep you kind of updated. Tail wheel does not work through free castering due to limitations in SDK. The fuel tanks are not connected to each other due to limitations in the SDK. It means it's possible that the sim to add fuel to the top tank and it will not drain into the bottom, as it would do in real life. Keep this in mind when checking your fuel gauge, and always fill the bottom tank first. Prime does not currently work as it does in real life. Currently has very little effect on startup. There is a glass flickering bug, which we're going to show you that in a minute. Comms must be operated by the ATC menu, but this will be improved in future updates. Some cockpit sounds are missing from primer, magnetos, and switches. But yeah, so one of the bugs is this windscreen. It's a bit blurry. You're going to see it once we get up. It's a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so what we want to do now is just look at the startup procedure. It is very simple. Your batteries are on. You're going to make sure your throttle controls are on full. You want your throttle to be about half an inch or so, you know, 20%-ish, that's fine. And don't touch your mixture control, because as soon as we start the aircraft, this will flick on. At this point, you can throw on your two magnetos. And then we need to go down here, you need to move your little joystick here, and we need to turn the fuel on. Very important that you actually have your fuel on. And other than that, now it's a case of literally, we just turn the button. Okay guys, so we're going to get our push back here, and then we're going to go taxi and try and take off with this bad boy. Look, you've got to be very careful with this aircraft. Like I said, there is a challenge to flying this, and that's mainly because of how the wheels and the rear wheels are in place. Okay, so we're just going to turn all that off, and we're going to put the plane into forward. I think it is easier to taxi on the outside. Listen to those sounds. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful sounds. Okay, so we're going to taxi down here to the runway. Hope you don't crash into too many cars on the way. I don't think we need a long runway for takeoff here. This should speed up pretty quickly. We won't go all the way down. Now, one thing you got to bear in mind, when you're slowing down, you got to be very easy on those brakes because the aircraft will tip forward. So don't forget that. Obviously, you don't want that. One way you can keep yourself firmer on the ground is make sure your joystick is pulled all the way back while you're braking like this, as you can see. There we go. It's going to give you a lot more stability. Same with landing. Once you're on the ground, really want to keep the rear on the floor as long as you can. Okay, now we're here at the end of the runway, guys. A few things for taxi and takeoff. Before takeoff, make sure that the flaps are up. So you do not fly with any flaps down. Flaps are up for takeoff. Set trim is correctly. Trim, I think, would be okay. I suppose we want it to be neutral for takeoff. Yep. That is fine. And have the prop full level forwards. Use careful rudder control to stay straight before lifting off between 85 and 105 miles an hour. Okay, as you can see, miles per hour and stuff here. Nice. Yeah, it's about 100 odd here. We should be able to take it off. Okay, so look, let's release our parking brake. And let's hope for the best here. Like I said, this is the most interesting part about these aircraft. This is it. Now it might be easier to take off from the outside, so just keep easy on the speed. There you go, you can see the tail's trying to come up now. It's very difficult to control. There we go, that was a terrible takeoff, guys. Yeah, it does very quickly take off, but it's very difficult to control down that runway. This is one of the fun parts of this aircraft. It is that, it is a bit of a challenge to it. It's not simple, and I like that. As you can see here, I'm just going to do some basic control things here, make sure we fly well while heading out straight. We should be able to do some barrel rolls, even at low. There we go, look at that. We'll be able to do some real tight turns with this aircraft. She's a very... You have to do a lot of different things with this. So this is very good for kind of low flying. Yeah, but as you can see the blurriness there in the screens, that is the annoying bug. So this will be patched soon. It is a little bit annoying, but it's livable. I'm not going to cry about it. But look, we can pull up, we can do anything we want. Have a look at it on the outside, looking great. Okay, what we'll do, we'll just show the animations of gear up. So we're going to gear up very quickly. As you see, there is the gear up. And again, you're going to control this aircraft with trim and pitch. As you can see now, it is trying to do its best. So what you would do is you're going to trim this up and down. As you can see, I'm not holding the stick, trimming up and trimming down. Basically, you just need to find it where you're happy with, basically. Bit of a knack to the trim and pitch, but once you do get there, it is fairly easy. The sounds inside the aircraft are beautiful. I think we're going to have some real good fun with this aircraft. Real good fun. Obviously, navigation is one thing. So my recommendation would probably be make sure if you want to go fly certain places, make sure you have your VFR map. Probably the easiest. As you can see, we're still flying away from our airport of EGVS. Back that way now. I said it's not really a long flight, guys. This is more of just taking off, landing, showing you some of the flight physics, showing you that it's working really, really well. I'm going to change that here now. So we've had a bit of a circle round. We're now heading back to Goodwood, and I've got my gears down. Flaps have come down, and we're getting ready for landing. Now there's a few things for landing. I reckon we should touch down between 65 and 80 miles an hour. And as we touch down, we want to hold back on the stick with the rear wheel. It is a bit of a glide. It is a bit of a tough one. This is the real challenge with this aircraft. Great challenge as well. Okay, so we'll just have a look at the map very quickly. We're heading in the right direction, which is really nice. Yeah, guys, overall the quality of the aircraft I think is absolutely fantastic, especially for the price point of view. I like that most of the features are working. You know, there's a few little things like the blurriness in the windscreen. You know, I can live with that. Like I said, you'll probably spend most of your time outside this aircraft flying. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. The aerodynamics of it, you know, the acrobatics that we can do in it. This is a real fun warbird. That is for sure, guys. Real fun warbird. I think most of you will really enjoy this. I highly recommend it, guys. I will put a link in the description where you can pick this up from. So we are going back into EGHR. Look on the outside, we should see it fairly soon. Goodwood, this kind of area, the south of the UK, is a lovely area to fly. Like I said, this is actually where a lot of these are based as well, down this way. Go down into Tangmere, there is an air museum down there as well. Not too far from Goodwood, where you can actually go see a lot of these aircraft. Goodwood do a lot of air shows and stuff as well. Beautiful part of the UK, absolutely stunning part of the UK. Now, I'm not going to promise that this landing is going to go smoothly, because the chances are it probably won't. That's why we've got flaps up and down very early on. Just looking for the runway now. Okay, so we are coming in for landing. Airport is to our left. Leave that now. There it is. Okay, so getting the landing speed now, this is the difficult bit. Okay, so now that we're down, I'm just going to hold the nose up, and we're going to let ourselves just gradually touch those brakes. Nothing too drastic. There we have it, guys. That was probably the best landing I've done yet. But as you come in, make sure once the wheels are down, you hold the stick back, and otherwise you're going to do that. So there we go, parking brake on, and that's where I'm going to leave this here. Again, for shutdown, it's very simple. You're just going to cut your mixer controls, etc., and the engine will cut out. Yeah, so we're just going to leave it there. Like I said, we're going to do a lot more of this evening. We're going to fly in a lot more depth, check out a few more features, do a few loop-to-loops and stuff, a couple of landings and takeoffs. But yeah, it's a fantastic product, really good, really excited for this, and I can't wait to stream some flights with this. If you want to enjoy this content, please do subscribe down below to the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications. I upload nearly every single day. Other than that, for myself, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.